Good morning. Good morning. And good afternoon. Good morning to the West Coast. We woke up to 46 degrees. I know that's nothing compared to the East Coast, but it's cold for us. Hey, Kat, how you doing this morning? It's cold. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Jenenne Macklin here, transformational speaker, your wealth guide and catalyst. And it is Wednesday, November something. How are you? How are things on the East Coast? I know Florida's getting hit with quite a bit of rain and weather. We have our cold coming in. I'm trusting it won't stay. The sun will come out again, but right now it's cold. Oh, you had no school today. See, we had no school on Monday. So that's right. Today is no school. Today is our day, Veterans Day. I was in the Navy Reserves for about 3.5 years, and I came out with an early discharge. But there's so many more, who have been in for years and years and years that we forget. We forget that there's soldiers like in other countries still that we haven't rescued or gotten out of those situations. So we do want to take a moment to at least acknowledge those people who so boldly and some courageously and others enthusiastically say yes to the military. Yes, I want to go fight. Yes, for an interesting country these days. But someone's got to keep us safe, no matter how crazy we may be. It's our country, it's our stuff, and we get to be safe in it until we figure it out. You have your flag up and flying? Oh, nice, 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 nice. So to all of you who hear this, who are veterans, I acknowledge you. I acknowledge your commitment, the time. I acknowledge your family and your friends and so much of what they have to endure, really. The absence of missing you. Yay, Cat's still in the bed, but working, I got myself up here to do that dance routine you got for me. Started gaining weight, surprisingly. Seemed like in the last 4 weeks I gained weight. I'm like, how'd that happen? But I got to put on my usual clothes to go walking and went outside. It's cold out there. So, yeah, I could be in the bed. Anybody can in bed, stay in the bed if you can be in the bed. It is a holiday, I believe, across the United States. I wanted to hop on today, which is perfect timing, I think about it, to ask you, do you do this? It's something that I think is so imperative for us. You're down 12 pounds? Oh, my gosh. I maintain my regular weight. I think it's like 150, 147, 150 this whole time. And then the other day I got on the scale and it said 157. I thought, what the heck happened? Riding your bike, yeah, I've got mine out. I rode it once, but I haven't gotten on it. Maybe that's what I'll do today. I got tired of walking the Roseboro and walking the hills, so maybe I'll consider that. It's just cold, but I know it'll warm up later. But I wanted to ask you about this one thing, and it's actually what Kat and I are talking about. Let me ask you, though, how often do you ask yourself, how are you? How are you? And if you do, then tell me what your answer is down there. Because I really have to say, I'm tired. Okay? I'm tired of the whole thing. I'm tired of whether it's real, whether it was created. I'm just tired. Okay, so I said it. So what do you say? You're riding your bike daily? You go, girl. Maybe I'll try that. I do need some variety. Are you tired? Are you frustrated? As I look at the TV, I do hear the words unprecedented. I hear the words anxious. I hear the words nerve-wracking. So it makes me wonder, either the media is saying that about people or maybe that's what you actually feel. But how do you feel? Because it becomes important for you to take the temperature of your pulse. I'm talking with Kat, but Kat has a grandchild with her that, probably at this age she could be relaxing and chilling, but she has a grandchild with her that she's helping with school. I have a son that's home with school. I have one and I'm tired. So if you have 2 or 3 or 4, you've got to tell me you're tired. terms, I don't even look at the TV, so the few times I have it on, I try and catch whatever and I get off. But I just want you to be honest about where you are. My son's school had their PTA meeting this morning, and they had a speaker on there today, and that was part of what she was really talking about. And she offered us what's called a feeling wheel, in that we are asking our students, but I thought ask yourself, and I printed it. I don't know if I have it. It's called the feeling wheel, to ask yourself, how are you feeling? What are your true feelings? Oh, there it is. And to really acknowledge, I'll tell you, these feelings. I don't know why it came out all blue, but this was the form they were saying for us to begin to look at. You can go online, you can find this. But to really begin to ask your children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, whoever it is that you're taking care of, how are you feeling? And while the major words are mad, scared, joyful, powerful, peaceful, and sad, there's a lot that goes under that. Under sad it says guilty, ashamed, depressed, lonely, bored, sleepy. Under sad it even goes further to say bashful, stupid, miserable, inadequate, inferior, and apathetic. Some words and things that we may not have thought about and we may not have defined for ourselves. Or do you feel joyful, which would be excited, sexy, energetic, playful, creative, and aware. And the next level would be daring, fascinating, stimulating, amused, extravagant, and delightful. Do any of those ring true for you? And then there's scared. Scared starts with rejected, confused, helpless, submissive, insecure, and anxious. And then the next level is bewildered, discouraged, insignificant, weak, foolish, and embarrassed. So I really do want you all to take a moment and go online and look for it, just for yourself to put up. For yourself or for your children, or for if you're working, maybe it's for your coworkers, to really define it and know, just so you can put some words to it. I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm just tired. I'm tired of the up and the down. I'm tired of the, it's just one thing after another. It's almost like, can anything just be smooth and simple? Does everything have to have a bump or two or a molehill or a mountain in the road? Can it just be every once in a while just straight? And I'm contending the answer is no. That's part of our growing. That's part of our evolution. But it's also a part of our learning. And one of the key things for us to learn is how well do you take care of yourself? How well do you pay attention to yourself? What is yourself saying? What is yourself feeling? What does yourself need? 3 things. What is yourself saying? What is it feeling? And what does it need? Because you're the only one who can ask yourself that question. What are you saying? What are you feeling? And what do you need? Now, oftentimes, morning allergies. What we're saying, we really may not be hearing it because we've been saying stuff to ourselves so much that we don't pay attention to it. And it's probably so low sometimes that you can miss it. But I need for you to start paying attention to, what am I saying to myself? Am I motivating myself? Am I encouraging myself? Am I giving myself a hard time? Am I beating myself up? Am I doing I should have done this, I should have done that. How can I do this? How are we going to make that happen? What are you saying to yourself? Those are the words. Then it becomes more important to go underneath there, to take everything off and look inside to say, what do I feel? And it's interesting because people say we go back to normal. What's normal? This is slowly becoming normal, given that we've been in it since March of 2020, and it looks like we'll be in it to at least January or March of 2021. So what are you feeling? You've heard all those words. I just said the ones for joyful and for sad. Oh, here's one. This says mad. And under mad, it's critical, it's hateful, it's rage, it's anger, it's hostile, it's hurt. Or it's also, critical, skeptical, irritated, furious, frustrated, selfish, jealous. So you want to be able to gauge you. And then, that's the one, the feeling, what you're saying to yourself, what you're feeling, and then what do you need? What do you need? Do you need to set boundaries? Do you need to just give yourself permission? Kat saying she's in the bed. That's been the hardest thing for me to do, to just stay in the bed. Because every morning I'm like, okay, you need to be up doing something. You got to get up. Because I know for me, I'm concerned if I stay in the bed, I'll stay in the bed all day, which I have yet to do. But it's just that internal chatter. So that's why I'm asking you, what are you saying to yourself? Where are you giving yourself some leeway? Where are you giving yourself a break? Where are you giving yourself some time to reflect, to be still, to nurture you? Where are you dealing with any sadness that you have? Where are you dealing with any sense of disappointment? I'm already holding a space for the seniors, but I'm sad that if the seniors don't get to graduate, that just breaks my heart. The last seniors did get to graduate. They didn't get to do anything. So to think now that our kids won't be able to actually graduate and do their proms and do all that stuff again. So what is it that makes you sad? That stuff with the politics, we should have seen that coming. So that's going to play out. That's going to play out. And it's the kind of thing where you do what you need to do while you wait for things to happen. Okay, so you do it while you're riding your bike. Okay, Kat, you're good. I'm going to wait until it's like another hour or two from now, and I'm actually going to go get on my bike. I think that'll be better for my body at this point, as opposed to just start walking the 3.5 or 4 miles. I'll just go get on my bike. But what is it you're saying to yourself? How are you genuinely feeling? Now that the election's over with, how do you feel? Now that we're aware that 76 million people voted for the sitting president, how do you feel? The kids are home, how do you feel? The potential of another lockdown, how do you feel? Not being able to see your family members, maybe you haven't seen them for some time, how do you feel? Not getting a good night's sleep, how do you feel? You see how she's going to go when you're done? Okay, Kat, I guess I'll go out there too. I hope it's not too cold out there. So how are you feeling? You haven't seen grandparents, you haven't seen loved ones. How are you feeling? Or maybe you're that person who's at home alone by yourself. You don't have a partner, you don't have any children, you don't have any pets, and it's just you. How are you feeling? And then how do you take care of that? I need for you to know, of the many things I am a licensed clinical therapist. I am a licensed clinical therapist. That was my career. I wanted to be a social worker. I particularly wanted to work with children. I wanted to work with them and their families because I thought teenagers always got a bad rap. Ask me how I know now. I'm living with one. So, but there's not too bad. You matter, and what you need matters. Giving yourself what you need matters. Taking care of yourself matters. Giving yourself the time that you need matters. Yeah, I had a call come in from my son's dentist. I think we're supposed to be in the dentist's office this morning. That's why I froze. But what you need matters, what you feel matters, what you say to yourself matters, and more importantly, what you do for yourself matters. I think part of what I realize has happened for some of us is we've been so used to taking care of others and taking care of family and taking care of mothers and sisters and brothers and everybody that this has slowed us down to some degree. You can't get to everybody. You can't talk to everybody. You can't do all that stuff that you would normally do and go, 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 go. It's like go to work and come home if you're an essential worker. Stop at the store along the way and come on back home. So it has slowed us down from that. However, it still can leave an emptiness because so much of that defined you, taking care of others or doing for others or being there for others. So now you get to reflect on you. Who are you? Who do you want to be in the world? How do you want to show up? When we create a new normal going forward, what will change for you? What will you do differently? Or will you go back to doing the same things that had you overwhelmed in the first place or in the beginning? Those are the kind of things I want you to evaluate today. This is the day that's about you. Do this for you. It's called self-care. I always contended our health was based on, our happiness was based on our self-care. So it's about your self-care for you. Stay in the bed, get some sleep. Stay in the bed on a Saturday and watch movies all day long. Write in your journal. Go riding on your bike. Go for walks by yourself. Pay attention to nature. Spend some time in silence. Allow that prayer that you may pray to move you to that place where you feel anchored and centered in the midst of this transformation. Be mindful of the words that you use. I don't necessarily like the words uncertain, because there's some parts of life that are certain. Um, be mindful of the words that you say to yourself. Be mindful of what you hear others say, because a lot of times we can get caught up in what other people are saying, and they're saying this, this, and this, and before you know it, you're saying that, that, and that too. But in reality, it really may not be what you feel. But this is for you to take care of you. Those 3 steps. What do you hear yourself saying? What are you feeling? I love it. Done with work for now. Time to get up and ride. You're good. I haven't even started work yet. What are you saying to yourself? What are you feeling? And then what do you need? Those are the 3 steps, the 3 actions, the 3 questions, conversations I want you to have with you. And be honest. Be honest. I am tired. And it's funny because I'm like, why am I tired? But I'm used to traveling. I'm used to being on the plane at least once or twice a month. I'm used to being out of the state, standing in front of women and talking to them once or twice a month. So, she started at 6:30. I was just waking up. I was getting my son ready for his music lesson. So you want to become more and more aware of that, because it's so easy for us to just think, oh, I'm going to go back to normal. And normal was going. And we know now we won't go back to that normal, that the goal will be to create something new. So allow this time to, we are getting older. Allow this time to be that time that you really understand, get to know you, and what do you really need out of all the things you do, of all the people you support, all the things that you help, and all the things you're fighting for and arguing for and protesting for and writing for and everything. What does your soul need? What do you need to be okay? What fuels you for the journey? You've been in it already now for, 7 or 8 months. What is it that you need? Do you need solace? Do you need more sleep? Do you need a massage? Do you need a foot massage? I had to go get a foot massage the other day because for my birthday I wore heels and my foot started hurting. And I realized I hadn't worn heels for a whole year almost. Crazy. My whole body's like, what are those things? Because I've been in tennis shoes the whole time. So what is it that you are feeling, and what do you need? And I know it's hard to pull away from the children. I know it's hard to pull away from the husbands, boyfriends, girlfriends, whoever, to sit somewhere by yourself and say, I need this. Then it's to take care of you. Like Kat says, she needs to take care of me and listen to your body. How often are you listening to your body? I struggle between wanting to make sure I'm in shape because of my age and wanting to exercise with that versus, okay, just stay in home and stay in the bed today. It's okay. You're not going to hurt anything. You're not going to hurt anybody if you stay in bed today. So, and I've just trained my body so much that once I'm up and I'm going, then I go all day long. So then when I don't get up, it's like I can just sit around here and do nothing. And I'll be okay with that, kind of. Because in part, it's like, well, you didn't do anything today. Because so much of my life is driven by goals and accomplishments and achieving them and setting other goals and little goals and big goals and baby goals. Hi, Constance Johnson. We're talking about you. And we're talking about the 3 things that you might need for you going forward. For you to hear what you say to yourself, to listen to how you feel inside. Your body's telling you something, you're not listening to it, and then to decide what it is that you actually need for you to be the better you. Not the better you for everybody else, but the better you for you. Because you got to live with you and put up with you more than anybody else does. So it's about you taking care of you. Even if you are an essential worker, what is it that you need, and how are you feeling? At least Kat and I said we're frustrated. No, we're not frustrated. I'm sorry, excuse me. We're tired. I'm not frustrated. I'm just tired. It's amazing how life can become so narrow when you're used to traveling and being out and talking with women and spending time with women and encouraging women and then working with women after that to then coach with women for either 6 months to a year. So not having that exchange is interesting to me. And even though I do it on Zoom, it's nowhere near what it's like when we're in a room together, actually sitting down talking about, making peace with money, your relationship with money, where you are on that journey. So I miss that. Am I tired is an invisible sense of being locked down, basically. You're not really supposed to go anywhere. You're not supposed to do anything. The little nervousness about if you go to the airport, is it going to be okay? Are the seats going to be separate? Because now they're talking about putting the seats back. So I feel this invisible kind of whatever around me that kind of limits my movement. Or we won't say limit because I don't like limits, but it modifies my movements. So how are you? Constance says, I'm tired too. She said, goodness gracious. Okay. I'm just tired. It's like, give me a break. And sometimes I want to run out the house and say, ah, and I'm like, okay, if you could do anything you wanted to do in the world, what would you do? And my answer is easy. Put me on a plane and I'm going to Jamaica, or put me on a plane, I'm going to Turks and Caicos, or put me on the plane and I'm going somewhere where there's some warm water where I can get in it. That's all. That's all I want to do. This Pacific Ocean over here is freezing. But it's just tired. It's like I'm tired of pushing up against that sense right there that I just can't go and can't do this and can't do that. Then I'm tired of people not wearing their masks. It really hurts my heart that my child continues to sit in his room and do work, that he's not around peers, that he's not bumping up against them and navigating those skills that they can only navigate with other peers. How do you get along? How do you solve problems? How do you work out differences? You know, we always gonna have our differences to work out. That's different than when they have to work them out with their peers, when they have to sit there in their face, or when they have to sit in the room and look at their teacher. So I don't care, Republican, blue, green, purple, whatever. Could somebody have some capacity to have empathy for the kids so you can put the mask on, get the numbers down, so some of the normal you say you want can happen? You think because you want normal, you would do what's required even more. But it's like you want normal and I'm not going to do what I'm supposed to do to help us get to normal. Give me a break. It's like kids. And even the kids are doing better. They're not out. They're in their home. They're locked up in their rooms. They're doing schoolwork every day, all day long. So that's how I feel. Now, I've got another suggestion. So I'm going to do what Kat said. I'm going to go out here and get on my bike. Hopefully it's not as cold. I put on another jacket and ride around a bit. That would probably help. I went on the cabbage diet or the cabbage eating, or cabbage whatever, for a few weeks because I couldn't believe those 7 pounds popped up. Sheesh, but I know what it was. I won't tell you though, but I know what it was. My son ordered some howling. I don't know it was a new restaurant called Howling Chicken. The crust on that fried chicken was unlike any I had tasted before. Flaky, nice, it wasn't greasy, it wasn't salty. Yeah, that did it, the fried chicken. So anyway, we're back on track now. So that's what I have for you today. It's called self-care, and your self matters. It's got to matter to you first more than anything else and anybody else. Stop looking at your husband, boyfriend, or girlfriend saying, well, they should understand I'm tired. Stop looking at your mom, your sister, and your brother who you've spoiled saying, well, they should know I'm tired. No, you should know you're tired. You should listen to your body saying you're tired. And then you are the one totally and completely responsible for addressing the fact that you're tired. Get your journal out. Get your journal out. Write it in your journal. Sometimes I'm writing so fast in my journal I can't even read what I'm writing, but I know I'm getting it out. I dance. Tantra dancing helps me move some of that energy. I get to move it out. I get to cry. I get to laugh. Move that energy out. I've said to you before, if you have old dishes that you don't use, take those puppies to a parking lot and just start breaking them and breaking them and breaking them until you get all of that tiredness and that out of you. Like, I'm just tired. Can we move on to the next chapter? We've been saying the same story over and over again. What is it? We're like hard-headed kids? You got your journal. You got your exercises to help you. You've got whatever you do to soothe yourself. You can get massages now. So get yourself a massage. Get your bikes. Get your walking on. And get sleep. This is the time you get to sleep. Hopefully. Your work isn't too intense. Sleep. Don't be like me. Go to bed at 10:30 or 11 and getting up at 6. Sleep till 9 or 10. Try that one and see how that feels. Read. Read what inspires you. Read what tickles you. I'm reading a book now that a friend of mine sent me. It's called 28 Summers. It's based on that movie that they did that said where they're going to see each other. This couple are going to see each other once a year no matter what. And then she gave me another one that was really good. I think I read 4 books so far. I used to read 1 book a month. So, but don't only just read for pleasure. Read what inspires you. I still continue to read Change Your Thoughts to Change Your Life by Dr. Wayne Dyer. Just reading a paragraph of that puts things in a larger perspective. Because if you stay on the news, it keeps it really narrow. You're just looking at this and the numbers. But you want to read something that makes things larger for you, that makes it bigger. And when I read how you can change your thought to change your life, That empowers me to go through the day. So find that thing for you, whatever it is. Or if it's a movie, for some reason, The Secret pops in my mind. But if it's a movie that you can look at that fuels you, that when you finish looking at it, you're excited, you're anchored in something bigger than yourself. It's got to be bigger than you and bigger than this and bigger than what humanity has created right now. For some of you, it may be the Bible. For others, it may be the Quran. For others, it may be the Ifa scriptures. But whatever it is that fuels you. For others, it may be raunchy mystery books or, raunchy, I don't know what to call them. But anyway, adult books. And for others, it may be mystery books. But feed this. Feed this so then you can feed others. Stop running on empty. Stop running on an empty cup. Stop giving from your overflow. Stop giving from your cup. And the only reason why I say stop giving from your overflow, because there's nothing in your overflow. First of all, fill up the cup, let it overflow, and then you have something to give. But take those specific actions for you. Because the last time I checked, nobody's fueling us women. And we're the ones that's holding it down from what they're saying when it comes to the election. It was the women in Atlanta that made it happen. And must I say the black women that made it happen? So it's the women that's really making this puppy do what it needs to do. So we need to take care of us. Hear what you're saying. Notice and honor what you feel. I put this on here for you guys to see. For those of you who are just coming on, it's a feeling wheel. And you can find it online. For you to be able to actually go on here and identify your feelings. There's a whole lot of feelings on here that I don't think we even talk about or speak about. Are you bored? Are you sleepy? Content? Responsive? Serene? Sentimental? Intelligent? Are you worthwhile? Are you valuable? Do you know that your value comes under feeling powerful? So if you don't feel powerful, then that means you don't feel valued. So pull it down, download it, or if you're joyful, then you're being creative and you're energetic, and you're sexy. You're sexy and you know it. Then you're joyful. Or you're scared, you're weak, you're foolish, you feel embarrassed, anxious. They use this word a lot. I want to put my fingers up and say, cross that word out. No anxious. But if you really are anxious, you have to accept the fact. Anxiety is that sense of not knowing. And we haven't been trained or trained ourselves how to live with what's uncertain. I don't know what kind of word that was. What's uncertain. And what I do, instead of focus on what's uncertain, is focus on what is certain. And you've heard me say it. The sun shines whether we see it or not. The clouds are up there. The sky is up there. The trees are making their transition no matter what's happening. So that lets me know there are certain things that are continuing to happen no matter what. So we haven't taught ourselves yet. How do you live in between the, well, I'm not sure, it's not here yet, but I got to wait for it to happen. That's what it's about. How do you find peace in living in that sense of not knowing? Hold on to what you do know. And take that into your journal. I know there's a power and presence that breathes our breath. I know there's some power called by many names that's pushing those trees up. I know there's something that triggered this whole cycle that's happening that's moving us into winter. I know that like I know. And if I know that, then that's what I hold on to. Sure, the seasons are going to change. That's just life letting you know things are going to die and things are going to come back. Things are going to die and they're going to come back. That's life. That includes human life. Some people have been here on the planet their length of time, and it's time for them to go. Has nothing to do with the virus, has nothing to do with anything. It was just time for them to go, period. So you have to be the one. Unless you've trained your husband or partner to support you in your self-care, or if you have a husband or partner to support you in your self-care, then you must matter to you. And we're all going to figure out what we're going to do about being tired, because some of the things that are making us tired are not going to end until January 5th. So I'm just going to stop looking at them. I'm going to go get on a bike, change my workout routine. Shoot, I gained 7 pounds and Kat's talking about she lost 12. So that's a nice motivation for me. And what are you going to do for you? And, you know, and I know they're pushing the sales. You know, I'm not big on them pushing those sales. You don't know what's going to happen in the new year. Christmas really can be different this year, and you can decide what that's going to look like. But I'll save that for now, because my favorite holiday is coming up in a couple of weeks, and that's Thanksgiving. So it's about you. Take care of you. What are you saying to yourself? What are you actually feeling? Because your body's telling you something when you feel it. And then how do you address that? And I said, put it in your journal. pull out what inspirational reading that's bigger than the world and hang on to that. Maybe you need a massage. Maybe you need a good night's sleep, a day where you're in the bed all day and all night and nobody bothers you. If it's the walking, if it's going to the beach, if it's being in nature, nature is another one for you to hold on to, because in all this shifts and changes, nature is still here and happening. Look for what's unchanging. Look for it. Look for it and it'll show itself to you. If it's that you read the Bible, read the Bible. If it's the Quran, if it's the Torah, if it's the daily word, if it's the daily Om, whatever that inspires you something bigger. And if you don't have that, then create it. You can go online and get the daily Om. I used to love it. I used to get the daily word. I don't know why I stopped, but that was great too. Anything that's going to keep you up. And then honor when you're down and let it be okay. Because you know what? Unless things have changed, we always come back up again because that's who we are. So take good care. Have a great day. Thanks for hopping on. I'll see you on Friday. I suspect by then nothing much will have changed on the political scene. Everyone is moving their emphasis and efforts to Georgia to see if that's going to actually flip. So one thing you can be proud of, there are some shifts and changes that are happening on this planet. My son's reading a book, The Souls of Black People. I'm reading his other book, I don't know why I keep forgetting it, The Miseducation of the Negro. And it's really amazing to look at the systemic and the systematic way this country put himself together and put black people down. I mean, it's written in everything. When you go back and read what was instituted, how come it was instituted, you know, the Civil War was really around the issues that America was built on slavery and on slaves. And so much of what America continues to do now is the same thing. It says you gave up the Civil War for a race war, and we've been in a race war for like 400, 500 years, just the way it seems to be unfolding. But get what you need to help you take care of you, okay? Have a great day. Have a great lunch. Enjoy yourself. Love yourself. Don't look for someone outside of you to do it. Love yourself and know that everything's unfolding in perfect divine order. You are loved. You are cared for beyond measure. And that power and presence that's breathing your breath and beating your heart is going to continue to do that for you and with you through this journey. And on that note, I'm going to hop on my bike. I got to do it right now while I can because otherwise I'll start working. Take good care. Have a great day. You know where to find me, www.JenenneMacklin.com. We're going to be putting up a new audio too. It's a Making Peace with Money 5 steps. So go over there and get yours. And if not, we'll be sending it out to you anyway. Bye for now.